This week we're going first class with the SRT High Speed Train from Seoul to Busan in South Korea. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is a very fast train, reaching speeds of up to 300 kilometers an hour. I will show you what it's like traveling with a high-speed train in South Korea, and will also compare the SRT train with the KTX High Speed Train. Lastly, I will let you know the best and cheapest way to buy your ticket, and that you should be careful using third-party websites. Welcome to the Frequent Business Traveler channel. Here we are at the Seoul train station in Seoul. This train station is exclusively for the high-speed SRT train. If you would use the KTX high-speed train from Seoul to Busan, you would leave from the Seoul train station. Personally, I prefer the Seoul train station since it's a lot smaller and not so busy and hectic as the Seoul train station. So let's go inside. With regards to the difference between KTX and SRT high-speed trains, as said, the departing train station differs. I'll show you later what's different in the train itself when you travel first class. And note that when you book with SRT, you cannot use the Corail Pass, which is a pass for travel with Corail trains. So if you purchase the Corail Pass already, you probably want to go for the KTX train. Having bought something to eat and drink, it's time to check out our train. Here we are at the train platform, and I do like these projections on the floor indicating which way the train wagon numbers are. And these wagon numbers are also indicated on the floor, so you know exactly where to board the train. Here is our train to Busan, and after the train is cleaned and inspected, we are ready to board. This is the first class cabin of the SRT High Speed Train, and of course the train wagons are completely clean and spotless. I wouldn't have expected anything else in Seoul, one of the cleanest cities I know. Seats are in a very familiar 1-2 configuration, basically the same configuration you're seeing in most high speed trains around the world. And these seats are very comfortable with plenty of legroom. There's a personal power socket and there's wireless internet. There's also a footrest and the seat has a pretty good recline. And after we settle in, it's time for departure. Shortly after departure, water and some nuts are handed out. This is great. And the KTX train does offer something similar, but instead of someone handing this out, first class passengers can grab this themselves. I like to note that this is only for first class passengers, something which will never work in Europe because everyone would just grab it, first class or not. This is certainly one of the reasons I like traveling in Japan or South Korea. This is that machine in the KTX train where you can grab your own water bottle as well as a bag of peanuts, with a little sign saying that it's only for first class passengers. And with the KTX train you're actually getting 3 little bags of nuts together with a refreshing towel. The KTX train is very smooth even at high speeds, and is fun looking at the landscape. I would certainly recommend taking the high-speed train from Seoul to Busan. It's only a bit more than 2.5 hours and prices, even in first class, are very acceptable, especially if you don't use a third-party website. Talking about prices and third-party website, let me show you what's the best way to buy your ticket of the high-speed train in Korea. And as always, the best way to buy your train ticket is using the official website of the train company if you want to reserve a ticket in advance. In the case of SRT, it's the ekt.srail.kr website, which is also in English. Here we are on this website, and for this example I'm reserving a ticket for Wednesday, September 3. in first class leaving Seoul Station at 12:28. For first class the price will be 75,700 won, which equals to roughly 47 euro. If I would book this exact same ticket at a third party website, the price would be 72 euro. Quite a big difference for again exactly the same ticket. Reserving in advance is recommended when you want to travel first class. I did also travel second class from Gyeongju to Busan with the KTX bullet train, and for that journey I just bought a ticket at a ticket counter at the station. That was no problem at all, and I could get a ticket for the next train. And again, a big difference between just buying the ticket directly with the train company versus buying it online with a third party. At the ticket counter I paid 11,000 won for this ticket, roughly 7 euro. But if I would have used a third party website, the price would have been $18, more than double the price. So when you want to reserve a ticket in advance with the Korea bullet train, please use the official website of the train company or just buy your ticket at a ticket counter at the station. Time to explore a bit what other features there are on the SRT train. For first class there is a selection of newspapers you can take. A very nice feature if you can read Korean, because all newspapers are in Korean language. But there should also be a vending machine in the train, so let's see if we can find that one. Luckily there is someone who can tell me in which wagon that vending machine is hiding. And that's also a good opportunity to show you second class of the SRT High Speed Train. Not bad, but for sure for the 2.5 hour journey to Busan I prefer the first class cabin. Found it. And prices are very reasonable, in fact very cheap when comparing to European or US prices. 1000 won for a little bottle of water, which equals 60 cents. The KTX High Speed Train in first class is very comparable, just as comfortable, and besides the fact that you need to grab your own water and a little snack, not really a lot of difference. A second class isn't bad either, especially if you have a front row like I had when I took the KTX train in second class. Guys, if you're still watching by now and you enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. It's totally free and I really appreciate it. All in all, I really love the journey with the high speed train from Seoul to Busan. And what a great city Busan is to visit. We actually stayed at Marine City in Busan, which is reclaimed land near Hyundai Beach. A great area to stay and explore other parts of Busan. I can highly recommend visiting Busan. Next time on the channel I will travel with Korea Air in business class from Jeju to Seoul on their new A32neo, one of the busiest routes by air in the world. See you then. Cheers!